opportunity because it's a story I like telling everyone because I know where I'm coming from. 6 years ago, I was, I went for a surgery, in fact, fibroids to be precise, and it almost took my life. In fact, it took my life. Let me say so. It took my life because I went for the surgery and it was a complicated one at Queen Elizabeth Hospital here in London. And after the surgery, I've been taken to the recovery room only for me to start having internal bleeding. So they had to rush me back to the theater on that same day after many hours of surgery. And when they rushed me back to the theater, all I could remember was, the doctors I saw about. In fact, I think there were almost 10 surgeons surrounding me. And what I could remember was they said to me that, "Comfort, we are going to knock you off again." And I just said, "Let the will of God be done." Because I could see that it was like I was going. And then when I just said, "Let the will of God be done," instantly I saw that I was, I started hearing my own voice singing from afar, hearing my own voice singing from afar. Jehovah reigns, he reigns, he reigns. Jehovah reigns, he reigns in my life. You are lifted up above all the gods. I was singing that song and the song was fainting. I wasn't singing with my mouth, but I could hear it from inside me, but from very far. And that was all I could remember. The next thing, I didn't know where I was. Only for me to find myself in the intensive care. And that's when one of the nurses who was looking, they're doing observation on me every 5 minutes because they had lost hope about me. In fact, they said I died. Let me put it that way. So this guy just is a Ghanaian guy. He just, shouted, "She has come alive, she has come alive, she has come alive," And he came to my bedside and said to me, "Comfort, you are a fighter." After that, I knocked off again. And I was in intensive care. They were observing me before I was later taken to the ward. And before I was taken to the ward, in fact, people were already crying about me. People thought I'd gone. People were already crying, that Comfort is dead, like that. So, to the glory of God, that was the first time I have ever seen a doctor or a surgeon coming to your ward to see you and was crying. It's a young lady, an Asian lady. She came to my bedside in the ward and said, "Do you know you are a fighter? The God you are serving, hold on to your God because we lost hope about you." And that was it, I was discharged. When I was discharged, 2 weeks after I was home, I still had health visitors coming to visit me at home to, to look after my wound and all that. And when this health visitors started coming, there was this day they came. Luckily, I had a friend of mine who was coming to see me, who came to see me that day. The next thing, I couldn't breathe. I was just going like this, like that, So the health visitor called my doctor, my GP, and my GP said they should rush me back to the hospital. That he was suspecting DVT, blood clots in the lungs or whatever. So I was rushed back to the hospital. The ambulance came, took me to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, they had to do CT scan on me and all that. And then when they did the CT scan picked a lump in my left breast. You can imagine, I still had bandage in my stomach. I just came out of hospital up to 2 weeks. So, and they picked the lump in my left breast. So it wasn't DVT, really. They said it was lump on my left breast. And that was how immediately they arranged. In fact, when they even break that news, that one almost took my life because I just said, "God, why me?" But I thank God for my pastor who came to that very day that news came. He came to my house with one of my friend's husband, and they really talked to me for almost 1 hour. They counseled me. And it was that word I kept on holding on to, that I will not die. That the same God who brought me from the theater, that if God wanted me to die, I would have died in that surgery. But me staying alive, I know that God has a plan for me. So that was what I was always holding on to, and that was how they did the mammogram, and they removed the lump. And when they removed the lump, the luck I had was that the cancer was contained in that lump, and the oncologist said to me that this cancer, that it's an aggressive type, it's an hormonal type of cancer. It's an aggressive type that, so because of the type of cancer it is, I have to go through chemotherapy and radiotherapy for insurance sake, I had no choice. I went through chemotherapy, and that chemotherapy was something else. It was another sickness of its own. I was going in and out of hospital. This time 6 years ago, I was on my sick bed, going in and out of hospital. I never knew I could even see this day. God was so faithful. I came through all that, and this chemotherapy brought so many things to my life. My body, my life changed. I lost my hair. In fact, the day my hair was pulling, I could remember that night when my hair was just dropping. I wept. And, it was really an emotional time in my life, because I was really going through so much. I was going in and out of hospital. If anybody come in contact with me that has flu or something, it's a threat to my life. So I was just going in and out of hospital this time 6 years ago. And after the chemotherapy, radiotherapy, I bounced back. But the thing is that I was never healthy. I started having arthritis on my both knees and in my fingers. You just see my fingers spreading without me spreading them. It just goes like that, like this. And when it starts like that, I can't hold anything. They say it's an abnormal finger movement or whatever. I can't hold anything. And that can happen between 30 to 45 minutes sometimes. So I've been going through this for 5 years. I've been going through this pain, this arthritis for 5 good years. To the extent that when I go to parties or I go to church, because I love dancing, I will dance. When I get back home, I suffer it. Because you see me, all my body will be aching me. For me to recover, it takes me 3 to 5 days sometimes for me to come back to myself. So this pain has been on, and I've been taking medication on it. I've been on naproxen, I've been on cocodamol, I've been on omeprazole, I've been on what's it called? Medications like that. And even my doctors told me that these medications, they have side effects. Like, could affect your kidney. So sometimes I'm even scared to take them. But when you are in pain, you have no choice. You have to take them. So I kept on taking them, and it was not an easy journey. Sometimes at midnight, you see me struggling. I'll be having muscle pull to the extent that, I feel so much pain that I'll be crying. What kind of life is this, Anyway, so that was that about my health. And honestly, I've heard about Juice Plus. So many people have talked to me about Juice Plus. But to be honest, I was never interested, because I've never liked network marketing. I've always loved business. That's a gift God has given to me. But I prefer to buy my things and sell. But not, network marketing. I saw it as a scam. To be honest, I was one of those who never liked network marketing. So, and it's been on about 4 years ago. I heard about it, but I was not interested. And they didn't really follow me up. They didn't really push me, really. The first time I met somebody who really convinced me about Juice Plus was in April. This lady, she's one of us, and she added me on Facebook, and she started talking to me about it. She said, "Comfort, I don't know you, but the thing I'm seeing you doing on Facebook, because I do live videos on so many things, my catering, I do live video on, my exercise, and all that." And she said to me that you are somebody I know will go far in this business. So she actually talked to me. She gave me so much evidences. And to be honest, I got convinced. And I actually promised her that I was going to join by the end of April. But somehow, because I don't know, but I just know that God wanted me to be the team I am now. Because, to be honest, I'm somebody that keeps to my word. I have my integrity, and when I say something, I go for it. But somehow, I procrastinated. So that was how I never joined. I never called her. I never joined until Ifeanyi, Ogboife Ifeanyi, who is a family friend of mine. We are close family friends.